Hey, welcome back to Grit Gym. It's Tuesday. It's the Rachel and Adam show. Today we're talking about brainwashing. The thing is, you're going to get brainwashed one way or the other. So for me, I want to control the brainwashing. But we're going to get more into that here in a little bit. Please share the video once you get on. Nobody's watching yet. So we're time travel here in a little bit.
There's some people watching.
Oh, there is.
There's Chloe.
Bam, 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 bam. Look at all the people watching. Hey, guys. Sorry. I didn't mean to leave you out. But anyway, please share the video. Send it out to everybody that you know. And we'll get into it. Before we do, though, I was thinking about this before that, and I wanted to ask you this question. So I'm totally spraying this on her. But, what are, big topics in relationships? We should sit down and just, label these out. I know we've done this before, but we haven't done it in a long time.
Okay, so give me an example.
Communication, confrontation, love, sex.
Loyalty.
Loyalty?
Trust?
I don't know. I try to stay away from those two words.
Yeah, but you just asked me what I think.
Did. But trust is one of those things where it's kind of like you kind of get into honesty, and honesty is well, am I giving you my truth, your truth, our perceived truth? Which one, what are we actually saying? And what is honesty mean to you? So
you want to be able to trust the person that that's what I meant.
Yeah, but you kind of get into character there, and I was all right,
okay.
So do you not trust them? Did you not trust them at some point? I don't know.
I would hope you'd be able to trust the person that you're in a relationship with.
Yeah, of course. But I'm talking about the actual analyzing the word trust. Is it a banking trust?
No. It's...
All right, so when...
are the words that are coming out of your mouth true or not true? I
know, but even then, you're getting your truth. Is that your perceived truth, or is it the actual truth in reality?
I don't know.
That's what I mean. We should sit down and do that again. We did it a long time ago, but we haven't done it in a while. But I'm talking about the real staples in a relationship. What are the really important things? So when we get off of this,
okay.
After we do our debriefing,
okay.
What do we do? Actually, somebody was asking me about that the other day because I told them about this, the debriefing thing. What do we do after the show? I think this is an extremely important thing that everybody could benefit from doing in their relationships in general, just day by day or week by week.
We go through basically how the show went on a level of you, me, and us. So what did we do well together?
Uh-huh.
What did we not do so well together?
Yeah.
So how can we improve upon, or what can we improve upon the next time?
Yeah. It's just those two things. What are two things that you did well? So I'll ask her, what's something that you did well? And she'll sit there for 15 minutes trying to figure out one thing. Mm-hmm. And then I'll ask her what she didn't do, what she could improve upon. And I try to, but I think it's important to, I'm joking, but I think it's important to frame it as what could you improve upon versus what did you fuck up with?
Yeah.
What did you improve upon?
What can we do better?
She'll sit there and she'll nail off 15 things in 30 seconds. Both of those are exaggerations.
30 seconds is a little bit.
That's
true.
But so we go through it. So I ask her, and she tells me, and then she asks me, and I tell her, and then wait, there's another version. There's. So what did you do well, or what do I think I did well, and what did she? And then she tells me what she thinks I did well, and she tells me what she thinks I can improve upon, and vice versa. So I tell her what she did well, and I knew I was missing something there.
4 things.
But they're the same questions.
Mm-hmm. But I mean, it's your interpretation of what you did well versus what I think you did well.
Yeah, and I think that's what I was talking about with the truth thing. If I'm going into my perceived truth and I don't see the exact reality of how I did on the show or how I did in our relationship that week, and you ask me, and I this is something that I can improve upon. This is something I did well. This is something I did well. This is something I did well. And ours might not match up.
We're critiquing each other. We're giving each other constructive criticism. So we obviously want to be able to give value in the show. And to do that, we want to be able to use each other as an opportunity to figure out what we did well and what we didn't do well.
But also in our relationship too, because at the end of the week, if I ask you, what's something I did well this week, and you can't say anything, it's like, oh, that sucks. I got to do something better.
Exactly.
You gonna flip that on?
Yeah.
All right. So how's it get into the brainwashing stuff?
So the brainwashing stuff, we wanted to kind of point out the fact that there's a lot of people that decide to go turn on the news each morning, and what we notice is a lot of times in bigger cities it's even worse.
Well, we just got back from LA, which is the news in LA versus the news in Iowa is different, and we were in a place where the new so when you stay in a hotel room, there's just TVs everywhere, right? Like you walk in the lobby, there's a TV, you know. But in our home,
in the
we
airport,
don't have that.
There's a TV. So we wanted to point out the fact that people are watching this every day and getting their information from around the world, but it's not very positive. It's not a good way to start your day.
Or end your day.
Dwelling on the negative. So so we just kind of wanted to point that out, discuss it, and try to figure out what's a better way to get our information. I mean, a lot of that stuff we don't really need to know. Like, it's just, it takes your mindset down to a deep negative level right off the bat.
Yeah.
And it's harder for you to get out of that.
Yeah, the way I look at it, so the brainwashing thing is going to happen. Like, no matter what, it's going to happen. And if that's going to happen, then I want to control the brainwashing.
So you're saying that, like, by brainwashing, you're talking about, like, fake news?
Yeah, not fake news. I'm talking about the, whatever you want to call this, the stuff that the TV pukes out. I don't care if you're watching Fox, you're watching CNN, or you're watching anything in between those two. It's all puke. You have just gotten accustomed and started to fall in love with the puke, with their puke, or their garbage, or whatever. I usually say garbage, but no, I think so. For me, when I wake up in the morning, or when I'm going to that first hour and that last hour. Are pretty pivotal, because like the first hour is going to set up. I have the most control of anything in that first hour. So the big important things that I need to get done in that first hour. Well, I need to love me first thing in the morning. Like in that first hour, I got to do that, and I've got to do my reading, or I've got to do all these different things that I do first thing in the morning, because I have the most control in that space. If we'll talk more about how the news actually affects your brain here in a second, and how like TV, radio, these different things that if you're not aware of them are affecting you. But I want to use that hour at the end and the hour at the beginning, so that I'm
setting yourself up for success
throughout the day. And then at night, I want to do that so that when I am sleeping, because when your subconscious mind is crazy active when you sleep, that's where your dreams are. So I want to get into the dream. I want to have the most power in that dream. So I want that last hour to be very controlled as well.
So, and how many times have you like gone to bed after watching some scary movie, and your dreams are just like messed up? And when that happens, you're probably not getting the best quality sleep as well. So if then again, right before you go to bed, you're watching like a bunch of YouTube videos that are like garbage, or news on Facebook that kind of highlights the worst parts of the day.
Or either way,
it's not beneficial to getting you into that deep kind of sleep that's like a happy deep kind of sleep. So you're setting yourself up for failure the next day as well.
But I think it goes way like that's just like scratching the surface of it. Like I think people will hear that and be like, well, yeah, oh, sure. But really, if you think about like social media is a highlight reel of the best of the best of the best of the stuff of everybody's life. The best
of the best and the worst of the worst.
Yeah. So the news is a train wreck. Everybody loves to watch a train wreck, right? They're not loves it, but they're like, oh my God, you can't look away from the train wreck when the train wreck is happening. So that's why the news wants to put all that crap out there. And then if you're looking on social media and you're scrolling through, nobody's going to put a bad picture on social media. So everything you watch is going to be this, the best of the best. And it's just so easy to go to that comparison space where it's just like, I'm not good enough because I'm not doing that.
And also,
dangerous.
We have to remember that they're also feeding off of your emotions. they're making money off of getting you the most emotional possible, because that's how they make money.
Well,
people click it and they want to see like,
the attention.
What's going on with this story? Oh, that's so sad. Oh my god, this is so sad. They just made money off of you. Those clicks get them money. So it is in their benefit to kind of exaggerate certain situations, whether it's good or bad.
Yeah.
There are very cute, nice videos out there that we're all like, oh, but there's also a lot of stuff that kind of just, it exaggerates the truth, or it plays down certain things in their benefit.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing. Like if you're looking at the
so
news,
we're letting them kind of wash our brains.
Like everything on TV is about attention, including this. Like even this thing that we're doing right now, it's about attention, right?
Yeah, we could get in a fight right now, and we could throw things, and that we could get a lot of attention for that. We could probably get some more clicks and views, but like,
fuck you, bitch.
That's not what we're about. We're trying to do it in
Devil
a positive
woman.
way. We could. I could throw this coffee on you, and think of how many people would share it.
Yay. No. But that is the thing, though. Like, we're like if you're trying to get like the more attention that CNN or Fox or anything can get, the more advertising space that they can sell. Like, we do this show for free. We don't get anything out of it. Like, this is like, like we do this, like, I don't know, the goodness of our, like, not really. This isn't a selfless show. This is like, it is selfish on my part, because it's fulfilling to me, and it's selfish on my part because, like, hopefully, I don't necessarily need to explain this, but like, hopefully people can build a relationship with me and with us so they feel more comfortable about coming into Grit Gym, and then they get something out of that, and then we get something out of that too, I guess. So it's not necessarily so like the way that most people look at that money thing, though, is that like, if somebody else gets the money, then you lost. Well, you didn't lose. You got the service or the product or whatever that you paid for it.
Yeah, your attention is worth a lot of money. The time that you spend and you focus your energy on, you're going to get more of that in your feed.
Yeah.
So like the more like political and like commenting,
oh,
and like
yeah,
you're basically endorsing the type of information that you're going to receive in the future.
Tell them what you learned about when Trump became president.
What do you mean?
When I said, it doesn't matter if you hate, it doesn't matter, like I said, he's going to win.
Disapproving of the president and giving him all that attention got him elected. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, the more hate that, like, people either loved him or hated him. There was very few people that were in between. And that's why I said he will win.
Love me or hate me, but don't forget about me.
Love me or hate me, but please do not ignore me.
Ignore me. Okay, yeah.
If you can grab people's attention, whether they hate you or love you, doesn't matter. And we had a long talk about this, and you were like, well, he's not going to get certain people's votes if they hate him. That's not the point. The more people that hate him, the more the people who did support him will love him more and more and more because of the people that are hating on him.
Okay.
It's the polarity game. So like, if CNN and Fox didn't have each other, they wouldn't have the fight. They wouldn't have the power. They help each other.
He didn't have people loving him, so he played on his strength of people hating him.
I don't know about that. I think that he did one or the other.
But I'm just saying he did that way well, is what I'm saying.
No, he did both ways well.
Are people loving him?
Uh-huh.
I don't know.
We just happen to live in an extremely liberal community where if you put a Trump thing out in your lawn, someone would throw a brick through your window. But like, you get out into the
So what about Hillary? She had a lot of people hate her, and a lot of people love her.
She did not play the polarity as well as he did.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
People didn't love her as much and didn't hate her as much as they loved him or hated him. And that's why he won.
So her love and hate was here, and his love and hate were here.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, exactly. And that's just a psychological thing. Like, it's like hating a hater. All you do is give them all of your power. Mm-hmm. For one, you're putting yourself below them. So if someone's right here and you're on their same level, you won't hate them. But if you're jealous of them, you actually ended up putting yourself below them. Okay,
I get that.
When really you were on the same level. You just put yourself below them. But anyway, so like, you're going to get a brainwashing, and you see this. You see this even to a certain extent. Like when I couldn't help but do that, be curious of this when my nephews and nieces were really little, and my sister would say say, I love you, mommy. And I was like, but they don't even, and they would repeat it back to him, but they didn't even know what that meant.
Yeah.
You know, it's just words. Like, and maybe that's how they learn what the word means to them, for them.
And it's cute.
But I was like, yeah, and it's cute and everything. But at the same time, like, it's brainwashing. It's like, I love you, mommy. I love you, mommy. And I'm like, they don't know what love means. Like, what's it mean to them? I wish I could ask. Because I think, like, little kids are very, very wise.
What about the argument that, like, you want to stay informed?
That's not information.
Well, I'm just saying, like,
if you watch the news, that's the Mark Twain quote.
So how do you get your information?
Mark Twain has the quote, if you read the newspaper, you're misinformed. If you don't read the newspaper, you're uninformed.
Okay.
He's
So
a very,
would you rather
very wise
be
man.
misinformed or uninformed?
I'd rather be uninformed than misinformed.
Okay.
I
I feel like as you're going through, like, you kind of learn to figure out who you can trust, and if you're seeing it on a broad scale, like this place, this place, this place, this place, all reported the exact same thing, you can start to, like, oh, maybe I should look into this and find out if it's real or not. Because I don't like that I can't look at anything on the internet anymore and have any sort of emotion to it because
it's all numb.
Well, yeah, unless you see that person directly acknowledging what was done, then you can't believe it.
And even then,
and you don't want to believe it because you're just like so confused at that point. You've heard a million different sides of the story.
This is where the ultimate skeptic comes out in me, because even then we went to see what's his name, Chris Angel.
Yeah.
I mean, and that guy, like, will be right in front of you, and he'll be like, poof, and something will be in his hands. It's like, how you do that? So, like, even if I don't even trust my own eyes. And we know that there's certain optical illusions that mess with us. We know that our DNA is going to play on our brain.
Too. Like, you can have a video. You can make videos and, like, Photoshop.
Yeah.
Anything to make people's mouths move the way you want them to move.
We also know that an eyewitness account will not hold up in court anymore, because we know that our memory does not serve us. So, like, a woman commits an act, let's say an act of crime, and somebody witnesses it, and then they bring her in and they say she was wearing a yellow hat and a red dress. Well, we know that we can actually take video footage and not be tampered with, and then later on we'll ask the person the same questions and they'll actually get their memory wrong. So it's been proven that your memory is not a reliable source of information.
So basically DNA is the only, like, proof.
Maybe, and even then. But the point is that, like, can you trust your own brain? Can you trust your own eyes? I don't know if that is. And back to your question, this is what I wanted to say earlier. When you said, do you want to be misinformed or would you rather be uninformed? Because the news is neither. Mm-hmm. I said this a long time ago. This is when I stopped watching the news, and I was very adamant about it. And I would tell people, like, I don't watch the news anymore. I don't watch TV anymore.
But you should also look at the people's faces when he says that. They're just like,
they think I'm
an idiot.
They think I'm an idiot. They think I'm crazy. They're like, yeah, but I won't even get into that. But to me, it started out as a way to get out of the conversation. I would say, if it's important, I'll find out.
It'll eventually
if it's important,
make its way
someone will
you.
tell me.
Yeah.
When Osama bin Laden died, it was all over Facebook, and then I went to work, and everybody was talking about it. I found out. There's a bunch of other stuff too. Every once in a while, something will pop up and be like, everybody will be like, how did you not hear about this? This was all over the news. It was everywhere. It was all anybody could talk about. I'm like, oh, I didn't hear. But usually it's something that I'm like, I'm glad I didn't hear about that.
I mean, if it makes any difference to you and you're curious about it, you can always go look it up.
Yes.
And the conversation's going to be at work or at the grocery store or on the front page of a magazine.
Yeah. First time I ever heard of...
It's not like you're in the dark for days and days and days.
Oh,
it's just like
sometimes. Like, I didn't know ISIS, apparently, like, this guy, he was doing some work on our house. We had to get something fixed. And he was going on and on and on about ISIS. And I was like, dude, like, I've never heard anything about this. Like,
oh my gosh, that's pretty bad.
He's like, they're well-funded, they're this, they're this, they're this. And I'm like, dude, this sounds totally made up. This sounds like a total bogus. And he's like, no, it's on the internet. They're doing things like sawing people's heads off. And I was like, what the fuck? And I was like, I hope that's not real. And I've never looked up one of those videos, so I don't know. But I've heard that like they don't scream and yell all that much, and I'm like, well, if they don't, I'm pretty sure you'd scream and yell. I don't know. I'm just very much a skeptic to everything that the news puts out, including that. And people think I'm really crazy when I mention that part.
That is kind of far-fetched.
It's far-fetched to think.
I know, but it's because you don't listen.
You don't know. Like, none of it, like, until, I mean, I just don't know. I just ultimately don't, I don't know.
I don't know. I just think when you're driving to work in the car and you turn on the news and you have, say, an hour commute and all you're listening to is the bad stuff, it's like your morning meditation. It's like you're getting ready for your day. Why just like beat yourself down with the negative?
Yeah. Well, that's the thing. Like,
it's to your benefit.
That's the brainwashing.
You're always going to figure it out later if it's real or not.
Yeah, and this all became about the news, but I had all these other like we do this like education we call it education, but it's indoctrination. It's like, and people think I'm being a conspiracy theorist when I say this, but this is a well documented thing. When we came up with the education system, it was to create the working class. That was the goal. It's not a conspiracy. Like, that's what it was, and that's what it still is. And so, like, it's indoctrination of of pushing people towards the working class. Like, and like maybe that's not the wrong thing to do. Maybe it's the right thing to do. I don't know. But education is just like indoctrination of ideas. It's a brainwashing. It's important. Go to college, get a job, get married. Mm-hmm. It's like, well, why? Like, does no one stop to ask these questions? Like, is that what you should do? Like, what if I don't want a job? What if I want to be an entrepreneur? What if I don't want to get married? What if I just want to be with her forever? You know, or not forever, for the rest of our lives, you know? Like, what if...
Forever.
Forever. But at the time, like, the nation needed a working class. It's not a conspiracy theory. But I think that religion does this too, to a certain extent. I remember watching my niece. She made a handprint at Sunday school, and then it said, Jesus loves me at the top. And I'm like, oh, that's weird. Like, nothing wrong with it. If religion's your thing, hey, that's cool to me. It's your thing. But I thought that was very interesting. There's, I'm just saying that there's other things beyond the news that we do to brainwash it. So, like, to me, I want to control the brainwashing. That first hour of the day, I want to control what is going into my brain and how I'm responding to it and how I'm thinking and what I'm doing. And then that last hour of the day, I want to do it again.
Like, what are
for
you
two different reasons, but
what are you filling your mind up with each morning?
In the morning? Well, in the morning, where is it?
I'm not asking that. I'm just saying, like, what in general do people want to fill their brain with?
Well,
like, do you want to do it with...
I think it depends on what you want out of life.
Exactly. You have to maybe decide that before you walk out the door. And
I completely agree. But if you want a status quo life, you're probably listening to the wrong video podcast, for one. Like, this is, if you're here to be normal, you are very much in the wrong place. Like, this is not a place to go.
Yeah, you're probably going to offend a lot of normal people.
I am not a normal person. I'm extremely abnormal. Like, most people are not curious on the, like, I think I'm an extremely curious person. Extremely curious person. Are you stretching?
Yeah. Yeah, very abnormal.
But, like, if that's your thing, if you want to just be the status quo, then yes, listen to the news. I don't care which one. Doesn't matter. They're all the same garbage. And do your thing. The world, if you want to be status quo, it's pretty easy. You just keep on doing what you've always been doing. It takes a lot of work to think not even outside the box, because, like, that acknowledges that there is a box. But do we want to go through what I do everything? Is that what you're asking? What I do every morning?
Sure. Let's see what you do.
Well, I have this. I call it the One Life Planner. I call it the One Life Planner not because you only get one life, but because one life makes you immortal.
What?
If you had millions and millions and millions of lives, they were infinite number of lives, then really you only had one life. People think that I'm talking about I am talking about mortality, but, like, when I say one life, there's two really big perspectives. There's other ones in there too, but one is I have this life that I'm living now, and then I die and I'm done. The other one is that I get to live an infinite number of lives, and in that I would just have one big long life.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
Yeah. But this is what I do every morning. I have a goal at the top of this. What's this one? Success consists of going from failure to failure without loss of enthusiasm. By Winston Churchill. So I write in the dates, then I ask myself 2 questions. Am I going to be all in today, or am I going to be afraid that I'm not enough today? I circle all in when I am ready, when my brain is all in this moment right here, right now. And then, will you work hard to improve today? I make that agreement. Yes. Will you focus on the present priority? Yes. Will you be a positive influence? Yes. And some people are like, why do you really need to do this? Like, I already do all that. It's like, no, you don't. There's a big difference between just thinking that this is going to happen naturally and actually agreeing
setting
to
it
that
into
stuff.
motion is like agreeing to this sets it into motion.
Yeah.
Writing it out
Yeah.
gives you a concrete piece of paper that says that I agree to this. It's like a contract for yourself.
It's like I call it an agreement. This is the agreement that I set every morning, and we know that like science has proven that you start getting rusty at around 24 hours.
Of being awake?
Doesn't matter how skilled you are. No, like let's say you go out and shoot baskets. You improved on your shooting ability, right? Mm-hmm. Well, 24 hours later, if you waited 48 hours, your skills would have diminished.
Oh, okay. If you take a break?
Yeah, you get rusty real quick. So I do this every day for that reason. Every day it's going in. All right, so then I write down my goals, big long-term goals. Then I write down my targets for that day. What am I going to hit today? And then I go through my day. So that's the first thing I do when I wake up. I might have a cup of coffee, and then I meditate for 15 minutes. And then I don't do work with the coffee in my hand. I figured out that's not, I like to enjoy the coffee, and then I hit the work that much harder. But then I'm at work by the time I'm done with that. And then at night, I write down my 2 successes for the day. What are 2 things that went well? What are 2 things that I did well? 1 thing I could have improved upon, 1 thing that I learned, and then I write down my goals again, those big long-term goals, so that I'm acknowledging the things that are going to push me forward, the successes, and I'm acknowledging the things that I did learn that day. And then while I'm sleeping, I'm renegotiating my belief in me to accomplish those goals. So that's my morning and my night. That's the brainwashing that I'm trying to give to me.
So that's a good form of brainwashing.
I don't know if there's a good or a bad, but for me,
this is what you want to be brainwashed into
I think
doing.
I think that you should too. I think that everybody should.
No.
If you're going to get brainwashed,
everybody should have their own form of this. Your goals are your goals.
Yep.
Somebody else is going to have different goals, whether they want to be informed. Like if they're a politician, they probably want to be informed and know what happened that day.
Or to be able to manipulate the information.
That's not Adam. That's never going to be Adam.
To be a politician? No.
I'm just saying if you wanted to be if someone is a politician, it's part of their job
Get out.
to be informed.
Get out. Get out.
Stop.
Yeah, I mean, like, I think you could argue that they're just there to manipulate the information that they do have, but
that wasn't the point.
I know it wasn't the point, but anyway, the point is you're going to get brainwashed anyway. I think that you should control the brainwashing. And it's amazing how many things you start seeing when you turn off the news, when you stop reading the newspaper, when you stop listening to the radio. What do we do in the car? This is always like gets people.
Dead silent.
Is it hot in here?
No, yeah, it's really hot in here. And then you're like, yeah.
My hot hand.
The hot hand goes right there. I like it like that.
But anyway.
But yeah, in the car, it's dead silent.
Yeah, I think that was like we picked up her little sister one day when she was like 12 years old, and she was like, why is it so quiet?
Yeah, there's no radio, no CD playing, there's nothing.
What's that been like for us though?
So it kind of forces us to have conversation and not just like kind of use the radio as dead noise. Yeah,
to just zone out.
So, I mean, there's times where I'm in the car and I'm like listening to a podcast or sometimes I just want to like kind of unwind and I'll listen to music. But like when we're in the car together, we can kind of just enjoy each other's company and be present and have a conversation.
Yeah, it doesn't give us the out of just being like, oh, well, let's just not get to know each other.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And it was like when I first started, I stopped watching the news a long time before you were around. Well, probably about the time we first met, but not the time
Yeah.
Took me a while to break down that door.
Mm-hmm.
But it was interesting. It's amazing how many things open up in the like that you don't think that you don't even realize that you see. And when you're having conversations with people, after about a month or two of not watching the news, you have a conversation with somebody. It's like that does watch the news all the time. Everything changes. Everything.
Well, it's
changes.
kind of like with your phone. You kind of use it as a crutch. Say there was like a table full of teenagers sitting around a table that didn't know each other. What are they gonna do? They're all gonna pull out their phones and not socialize.
And what would happen if you took away?
So what if you took away all the phones and had them just stare at each other? I think that a conversation would start.
Probably.
And they're missing out on that kind of dead silence that they get when you take away the phones.
Yeah, and not to say that this isn't like hating on phones at all.
No, I'm not hating on phones
I think phone
at
is
all.
a very powerful thing. I think that you should be on social media. I think you should be using social media
But
and
I think
learning
it's
how to use it. It's power.
A crutch that we use
until you start getting used by it.
Yeah.
Like you should use social media, not be used by social media.
Yeah, use it as a tool, not as a crutch. Because I mean, there's great things that you can create with your phone and social media and socially, but it also you kind of miss out on what's around you in the moment. Being present is really hard when you're like scrolling through Facebook and having a conversation with somebody.
Yeah. That's why, when we go into
I catch myself all the time doing that.
If we go into a restaurant, I leave the phone in the car.
Yeah, he does.
Because I don't want to be with. I want to be with her. I don't want to be on the phone. I want to be with her.
I hope that in the future that we know what it's like to not have a phone. Mm-hmm. We know the power that you have without it.
Yeah.
But I wonder what it's going to be like in 10 years. If they've never known anything but having a phone, are they going to have that same feeling, or are they going to have those same rules? I don't think that they will.
I don't know.
Sadly. I mean, they should.
Maybe they'll have more of them, though. You don't know. Like right now.
I mean, it's not very polite to be at a table with your phone, but you still see people doing it.
But maybe people will develop kind of like structure around it. For instance, when TVs first came out, it sounds like everybody watched TV while they ate dinner every night. Well, a generation later, parents were like, "TV's off. We're eating dinner as a family." Like, that's how it was for me anyway.
I don't think that
you grew up
happens.
in a little different scenario than I did. But
yeah, I don't think that's a very common thing.
But if we have kids,
now I think it almost goes. And this is not but I know, like sitting around the TV and eating dinner with your family is actually kind of a better version, because I've seen families that they will literally like take their meal, all walk to their different bedrooms, shut the door, and not eat together at all.
Janet would have none of that.
That
would never
I bet it happens
happen.
in like 90% of houses.
For real?
Yeah.
That would never happen in Janet's house. That would not happen in my house either.
Well, how many people have experienced that?
Even if I was a football coach, it'd be like all electronics. Like when we go to like when they walk into practice, it'd be like all electronics in this box. Like, one in my locker, this box. Like when we'd go to a football game, they're like, "But I want to watch a movie on the way to the game." Box. There is no headphones. There is no electronics. There is no listening to music. There is complete silence the entire way to the game.
It was very rare if I was at like a friend's house and we had dinner all at the same table.
Does that blow anybody else's mind besides us?
No, it was like, "Oh, everybody, dinner's ready. Go grab dinner. Take it to wherever."
For real?
Yeah.
Oh my God, I can't imagine pulling out my phone at my mom's house while at the table.
You probably shouldn't. I wouldn't.
Yeah, there's no way that a TV was ever on. That would have been a big deal. Once, I remember when I was really little, we did this thing called, we called it, I forget what, snack night or something like that. Anyway, we'd have pizza and pop. It was the only time we got pizza and the only time we got pop. It was on Sunday nights.
Pop.
Yeah, I know. Well, whatever. What do you call it? Soda?
I don't know. I used to call it pop, and
Coke,
I can't
Pepsi?
anymore. No, I call it soda.
Okay.
I don't know. There's nothing wrong with it. It's just like,
are you from Canada?
Notice it. No, I notice it more now.
Or where do people say soda from?
From Iowa.
Iowa?
Iowa.
Pop, Coke, whatever. Anyway, we would get pop and we'd get pizza on Sunday nights, and it was like, oh, it's kind of cool. And we got to eat in front of the TV in the living room on the carpet.
Oh, wow.
It was a big deal. That never happened otherwise. But
you would be very you'd be very surprised when you came over to our house.
Never, no. I don't want to do the whole like, I'll never do that as a parent. But I highly doubt that phones will be a thing at a table. Be like, phone, come on.
Put it in the basket.
Put it in the basket. Put the silence on. Put it in the basket. No, but I mean, for real though, like maybe that's what's happening right now is technology took off so much, and everybody has a TV now right here, just like they did in the 50s or whenever the TVs came out. Oh my God, I could be like way off there. So if someone's out there like, what a dumbass, like, well, I don't know. I don't
late 50s?
Yeah, I have no idea. But anyway, like if everybody used to, like, and then the next generation, maybe like us having kids and our kids grow up and we give them a cell phone or whatever, however that works. Hopefully we say, go earn it. And then they have a cell phone. Hopefully it's like, no, come on. We're not doing that.
All right, we'll try it out.
I cannot imagine being like, I'm going to eat my food in my room. And I was the rebellious one of the family.
Yeah, it happens. I'm not like making this up.
I
bet it's way more than you think.
All right, so what are some ways, so we got to wrap this up. What are some ways that people get brainwashed?
Starting your day off in not so positive way. So whether it's news or whether it's like getting in a fight, or like with your family, or
just like accepting it by blind faith, like looking at the news and being like, "That's how it is. It was on the news."
Yeah,
blind faith.
It's really sad. Like when I hear people like bring that up at work, and I'm just like, they're using that as an argument. I'm like, but where did you hear that? Like, I'm not totally skeptical, but like I don't believe that is actually real. And the thing that they will argue it to the death. They're like, I saw it on the news. And I'm just like, but look at you. You're all worked up now and it's not even a real story. Like I feel bad for you actually. Like just look into it. Don't take it with a grain of salt, actually. Do take it with look into it. If it's really like creating that much emotion in you and you are super upset, like make sure that you are looking at something that has truth to it. Cause
real truth, not your truth. Not a perceived truth, but actual reality.
Yeah. If it is true, then okay. But like imagine if it's not true and you're getting all upset about it. Like how much of a waste of time is that for you and all the people that you just spread that rumor to?
Yeah.
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 And people believe their friends. People believe their family members. Like, I can't even remember how many times my friends would be like, my dad said this, and my dad... I'm like, I don't care what your dad said. Your dad is an idiot if he says that.
Yeah.
So, I mean, yeah, believe what you find out is truth, not just the first thing that scrolls across your Facebook feed.
Yeah. That was good.
Still kind of hard to like speak and like project.
Oh, really?
Like my voice is still...
Rach lost her voice a couple weeks ago real bad, so...
Yeah.
It's fun, though.
I have to project with my abs to get it out. Otherwise, it squeaks.
Yeah. But I do think... I think people do this a lot. I'm amazed at how many people that I've coached tell me that they stay up till 1 o'clock in the morning scrolling through stuff on their phone. Mm-hmm. I'm like, oh my God, like that's just putting so much bullshit into your brain before you try to go to sleep, not to mention the effect of the light on your eyes. And then they wake up, and what do? You scroll through and you see what happened. And then at lunch, you sit there with you eat alone, which no problem there, but then you scroll through and you see all the other bullshit. So you're just constantly getting the stigma of bullshit. Like if you put a different message in your head for that hour in the morning, for that hour at lunch, and for that hour at night, think of the amount of positivity, like the crazy growth that you could have from 3 hours a day.
What you could do.
And people are like, I don't have time. I don't have time to work out. Do you have time to dump garbage in your ears and eyes for 3 hours a
You
day.
can get a really decent workout in.
That sounded really judgmental.
like
I
half
didn't
an
mean for
hour.
that to be,
But if you look at the stats of what the average screen time is for kids and adults,
it's 4.5.
It's
and
somewhere around.
Not including phone, just TV time. The average American watches 4.5 hours of TV per day.
Yeah, and whether
That's
that's
the
you or
average.
not, I'm sure that like there's some sort of truth to that, whether it's your phone or your TV or radio.
That's just a television.
Yeah.
That's not including computer, everything else. Yeah, 4.5 hours. And that's even something to be skeptical of. Like, who knows? Who's making up that stat? I don't know.
Netflix.
But either way, we watch a lot of TV. All right, you want to send us off?
Sure. See you guys.
Please like and comment and share. When you guys like a bunch of times, we actually see a bunch of faces go across the screen, which is really cool.
It's like a cloud.
But the more that you like the video, the more that Facebook will push this out to other people. And I hope this is a good message that everybody wants to hear, because a lot of people could benefit from hearing it. So anyway, thanks for being here, guys. Really appreciate it. Please like, comment, share, and we'll see you tomorrow. All right.